What's up guys, Pixardonks here making his return to Destiny 2. With the release of D2's final update, the Monument of Triumph, many players such as myself are returning to celebrate the 10 plus years Guardians have spent defending Sol. Any build made from here on out will live forever into the future, and I'm super excited to bring you guys today's build, the unkillable STABBY Void Titan. Void has always been one of my favorite subclasses, and when paired with the right gear, artifact mods, and weapons, you'll be able to turn your Titan into the unkillable melee master you've always wanted to be. Today's build focuses on the Void subclass, as it provides some of the best survivability options in the game. To start, take whatever super you think will be most relevant to the activity you're playing. Twilight Arsenal for single target damage, Sentinel Shield for ad clear, or Bubble to create an area of safety for you and your fire team. Your barricade, lift, melee, and grenade are largely up to personal preference. Your charged melee won't matter much within this build, but I do recommend the magnetic grenade as it's a guaranteed hit once you stick your target. Moving on to our aspects, we first take Offensive Bulwark. This aspect is all about overshields. When you have an overshield, Offensive Bulwark provides grenade and melee energy with every final blow, increased melee range and damage, as well as refreshing a portion of your overshield on melee final blows. We constantly have an overshield within this build, making Offensive Bulwark a no-brainer. Our second aspect is Controlled Demolition. Hitting a target with a Void ability or Volatile Explosion makes the target volatile, with additional damage causing them to explode. When these volatile targets explode, they also grant a portion of health to you and your allies. This aspect provides exceptional ad clear with chaining void explosions while also adding an additional layer of survivability in the form of healing. Moving on to our fragments, we first take Echo of Undermining, allowing our void grenades to weaken targets. This fragment is why I prefer the magnetic grenade, as it's almost a guaranteed weaken on the target. Our grenade comes up quite often with Offensive Bulwark, making this fragment an excellent option. We further boost our grenade regeneration rate with Echo of Exchange, where melee final blows grant grenade energy. This build is all about melee damage, meaning we are constantly refreshing our grenade cooldown. Our third fragment is Echo of Persistence, extending the duration of our overshield as well as Devour. More on how we get Devour in the gear section. The extended duration of our overshield and Devour is a large quality of life improvement, making it so we constantly have both buffs up and running. Finally, our last fragment is Echo of Leeching, making it so melee final blows start health regeneration. This fragment is perfect for the unkillable nature of this build, as it provides an additional layer of safety underneath our Void Overshield. Moving on to our gear, I will first discuss stat distribution. Ideally, you will have 200 melee within this build, as it will grant an additional 30% melee damage. If you can't get near to 200 melee, I would actually spec out of it entirely and instead go for grenade. You only get the melee damage bonus over 100 melee, so anything close to 100 is wasted, while anything close to 200 can provide a massive damage bonus. Getting 100 grenade is also a great idea, as it further reduces your grenade cooldown. Anything above 100 grenade is just okay, as the additional damage isn't really what we're after. Rather, we use our grenades to weaken and spread volatile between combatants. While not 100% necessary, I strongly recommend grinding out some Swordmaster armor, as the set bonuses are perfect for the build. At 2 pieces of armor, your glaive exhausts targets, making them deal 25% less damage. At 4 pieces of armor, blocking attacks with our glaive will grant a period of damage resistance when we stop guarding. We are guarding quite a lot with our exotic of choice, making this a perfect gear set to pair with the build. Starting with our helmet, I've decided to go with an unconventional option, the Mask of the Quiet One. This exotic helmet works perfectly within the build, providing ability energy whenever we take damage. We are constantly up close and personal using the playstyle of this build, allowing us to further loop our grenade spam. Mask of the Quiet One also makes it so rapid final blows grant us Devour. This is an extremely easy way to proc Devour, and we can then extend it infinitely as long as there are adds to kill. On our gauntlets, I have elected to take Firepower, creating an orb of power on grenade kills, as well as a Void Dexterity and Void Loader mod. These mods can be swapped out, but the added reload and weapon swap speed is a small quality of life bonus that I appreciate. Our chest piece mod should be catered to the activity you are doing, applying resistances to match whatever enemy type or threat modifier the activity has. On our legs, we put double Void Surge as well as an Innervation. The added void damage will help our special and power weapon choices, while innervation helps us further loop our grenade. Finally, on our mark, we take 2 time dilations, allowing us to keep our void surges up almost infinitely, as well as proximity ward, granting us an overshield when performing finishers to get out of any potential sticky situations. The main weapon and exotic of choice within this build is Vexcalibur. Before you stop watching because you don't like glaive builds, hear me out. Vexcalibur is an exotic void glaive that synergizes extremely well within the build. Glaive melees count as an uncharged melee, meaning they benefit from offensive bulwark, echo of exchange, as well as echo of leeching. Vexcalibur's exotic perks work in tandem, providing you and your allies an overshield when guarding, additional melee damage bonus when you are protected by an overshield, as well as refreshing the overshield with final blows. The goal of this build is to have an overshield up at all times, and it's almost impossible not to achieve this when wielding Vexcalibur. Your other 2 weapons are largely up to personal preference, although I do recommend a void heavy weapon to benefit from your double void surges. You will mainly be using Vexcalibur within the build, so feel free to experiment, as I found double special is also a viable option for some activities as well. With the addition of 7 artifacts with the latest update, build crafting opportunities have never been better. Our artifact of choice for this build is the NPA Repulsion Regulator, as it synergizes extremely well with both Void and Glaives. Unto the Breach creates a Void Breach whenever we defeat a Void debuff target, which synergizes well with our weakening grenades, as well as suppressing Glaive, which suppresses targets every time we damage them with a Glaive. The created Void Breaches also benefit from Protective Breach, granting or refreshing our overshield on pickup, as well as Supernova, making it so our next source of void damage makes a large weakening pulse whenever we pick up a Void Breach. Volatile Flow provides another source of volatile for controlled demolition, while Overload Grenades helps us deal with Overload champions, as well as disrupting trash mobs. Finally, Passive Aggressive Guard provides us with a massive 50% damage reduction bonus as long as we are near targets while wielding a glaive. Our playstyle within this build is relatively simple, but there are a few tips and tricks that can help you greatly. Try and open every engagement with a grenade throw, as this will spread volatile between combatants while also weakening the main target. Guard and shoot once in order to proc your overshield, your 2-piece armor bonus to exhaust the target, as well as suppressing glaive, before going to town with your melee combo. You only need to guard for a small amount of time, as defeating any target with a bit of overshield will refresh the entire thing thanks to Vexcalibur. Defeating weakened targets will also spawn a Void Breach, refreshing our overshield again while also proccing Supernova, making our next Vexcalibur shot release a weakening pulse. Defeating multiple targets in a row procs Devour, and from there you rinse and repeat. It is very hard to die while using this build, and you will soon be breezing through endgame content in no time. Thank you to everyone who made it to the end of the video. I hope you all enjoy the build, and I'm super excited to bring even more Destiny 2 builds to you guys in the near future. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss my next guide. Until next time, Pixar Dogs has left the building.